Hi, Michael. This is Treyandria Russworm. Well, first, a little bit of background. I am a rabid Sims player. I've been playing The Sims since The Sims 1, which I got sometime in grad school, and just loved. I played The Sims 1, all of its expansion packs, Sims 2, all of its expansion packs, and now The Sims 3. Dive in. Why do you play The Sims? I always think of The Sims and Grand Theft Auto as my two favorite video game franchises, and they're so different. I guess in a way, the way that they both allow for these expansive narrative experiences might be similar. But of course, with The Sims, you, the user, are telling the story. So you decide what the biographical information is for your characters. And I know Will Wright once described it like a big dollhouse. And I really don't like the dollhouse metaphor so much. That doesn't really work as well for me. But certainly that feeling that you're creating these individual stories and you get to play them out over generations. I mean, that wasn't the case with The Sims 1, but with The Sims 2 and The Sims 3, being able to play these robust stories for, until you get bored, really. There are a bunch of legacy challenges that allow gamers to, track their family for 25 generations. And I've tried those. I've never successfully finished a legacy quest, a legacy challenge. I think I've gotten to like generation 12 in The Sims 2. So yeah, The Sims Unmatched, the most attractive thing about it to me has always been being able to tell these individual stories, like a soap opera. I mean, I guess a digital soap opera, as a metaphor, works better for me. And I'm the director. I am the writer. I am designing what these stories are. I also like that The Sims has that much, has an opportunity for you to feel as if you're controlling that universe, and also has some margin for spontaneity. So you may very well have planned that this is going to be a bachelorette for her whole life, and she's going to be a career woman and focus on the arts. And then you could be sort of milling around, and you have her on free will, and she starts talking to some other Sim, and instantly they seem to really like each other. Their relationship scores skyrocket. So that's a sort of spontaneous moment that you can't predict, even as the author of this universe. And so it's always been an addictive attraction to me to be able to tell these individual stories. And I will say that the family component of the Sims universe is also really appealing. Having the sort of the generational angle, the generational feature, but also having those households where you could have a household of 8 players, of 8 Sims or more, or with a hack have even more. About hacks, I should say, the other thing about The Sims that I've always enjoyed is the custom content, the fan community. I mean, by and large, aside from narrative construction, individual narrative construction, the fan base of The Sims and all the user content, all the hacks. When I played The Sims on PC, the hacks that were out there that were amazing, giving you new career tracks, new objects, the whole 9 yards. Very, very much a necessary enhancement of the game. So I love that fans have been able to create so much content. And I would never... Now this year I've been playing The Sims 3 on a Mac, and I miss that. I don't know how many hacks are out there for the Mac. I haven't had as much time to look for them, but I certainly miss the PC version of the game because that community is so large. Okay, can you describe a specific moment or situation playing The Sims games that is stuck in your memory? Probably it would have to do with sometime in The Sims 2, which I felt was this huge leap from The Sims 1. The Sims 1 was, really addictive in and of itself, but The Sims 2, the ability for The Sims to get older, to control a family for generations and generations, all the new objects. The Sims 2 was such a huge jump, a huge change from The Sims 1, and so most of my fondest memories of playing the game have to do with that. Particularly, I'd say one moment, the first time I saw a family have a baby and raise this baby as a toddler. And I remember one moment very clearly when the toddler was crying in the crib, and there's that. I think this is the same animation in The Sims 3. Toddler is standing on the crib, crying and screaming and wailing. And I zoomed in because I was controlling some other part of the house, and zoomed in. And I really can't describe why that was such a memorable moment. But seeing this child just completely fall apart, like toddlers do, and then wanting to find the parent to free them up to go and deal with the child, was such a shock. It was so fun and fresh and unexpected. So certainly the fondest memories were about seeing the first family's age and go through their whole lifespan in The Sims 2, the second one. What's your assessment of The Sims 3, and does it advance the series in meaningful ways? If so, how? Well, I got The Sims 3 this year, and I don't know if it's the hardware or if it's the software, but I didn't like the graphics. Graphically, there's less that I love about The Sims 3, and I can't really describe the facial features of the Sims. Really are not as sharply defined, I think, as they seem to be in The Sims 2. For my memory, but again, this could be a hardware issue. But yeah, I overall don't like the way they look as much. Did it advance the series in meaningful ways? The main thing, because I really feel like The Sims 3 is really similar to The Sims 2. And I think maybe they preemptively issued The Sims 3. It's really not that different in my book from The Sims 2, with one significant change, one significant difference that makes The Sims 3 worth it in my mind. And that is no loading times, because once you install all that stuff on your computers, and you have to go downtown, and then your computer initially would pretty well handle going downtown and getting in a taxi. I like that you can walk around the town, the neighborhood in The Sims 3, jog to work, and go fishing, all of that stuff, without loading times. And it does feel as if there's more of an organic town around your Sims. I also like the story progression feature, though at the time when I played it in the summer, there was something wrong with it, and even if you turned it off, households would age without you wanting them to. But I did like certain households aging, or if I liked that idea that people were doing things, advancing in their careers, aging, while I was controlling one household. But it became very tricky to sort of balance the time I spent in one household and then hop over to another to make sure they didn't age too much while I was away. So I was a little disappointed with The Sims 3. I mean, I did play it rapidly at the beginning of the summer, but again, I'm not sure how much more they could have improved on the Sims 2 franchise. But even some of the animations are exactly the same. And I don't know if I'm right about this either, but they took out the special events videos that they used to have in The Sims 2, where if someone was aging, I think this is the case. I can't figure out how to turn it back on if I'm wrong. But when a Sim had a birthday or graduation, they'd do this little QuickTime video. And I loved those. I never got tired of watching those videos of those momentous occasions. And I don't think The Sims 3 has that. Again, I don't like the way that people look, but not having to have load times definitely improved the series. So, I guess I don't know what else there is to say about The Sims, except I've been reading your blog, Michael, and I love The Brainy Gamer, by the way. I want to invite you to be on my podcast, which is basically about academic research, and I'm interviewing different academics across the country. So I don't know if you're getting this video in enough time to be able to use it for your blog and for your research, but hopefully you are, and hopefully you'll consider being on my podcast. I read your blog, some of your blog entries on The Sims, and I absolutely agree that it's understudied, that it is, I think, one of the most significant games of our time. And there should be a couple of anthologies now on The Sims exclusively, and maybe we could collaborate and get something going. But